Hey guys, Daniel here. So today I want to talk about why you might not be getting your stimulus check and why you might not be getting your stimulus check at all. A good friend of mine, Linda, has called me and she has already received her stimulus check while I've been waiting and waiting, checking my bank account, going on the IRS website to check what is the status of my stimulus check, and wait and behold, I have received nothing. And after doing some digging and finding out why, I have some great information for you of why you might not be receiving a check. So stay tuned. Hey there again, my name is Daniel Lungu and this channel is all about helping you improve your personal financial situation. I'm a financial advisor and this channel is dedicated for you. So today, as I mentioned earlier, this episode is all about helping you understand why you might have not received your stimulus check, and worse, why you might not receive your check at all, and what some of the ways that you can take in order to prevent that from happening. So a lot of Americans who have been struggling during the COVID-19 have been waiting for the stimulus check to help them a little bit with some of their financial obligations that are been, throwing at them, like bills, food, rent, etc. And they've been eagerly waiting for the check. But after the first wave of the distribution of the stimulus check, they've witnessed that they have not received any check, and I'm being one of them. So after doing some digging and finding out why I have not received my check, I found out that if you owed taxes in 2018, you have been placed at the end of the list of individuals who might be receiving the stimulus check, even if you are qualified. Now, quick recap in order for you to understand if you qualified or not. If you're a single individual and you earned less than $75,000, or married couple that earned combined less than $150,000, then you will respectively get either the $1,200 or the $2,400. And if you have, of course, qualified child, then you will receive additional $500 for each child. So why you might not be receiving your check, you might think to yourself. Well, the reason being is because if you owed money in 2018, the IRS, and you actually pay that money, the IRS does not have your updated banking information, which is why you might not receive a direct deposit. Now, moving forward, you might understand why this is actually a great opportunity for you, although that you might have to wait for the paper check. So as of May 1st, the IRS is ought to distribute the second wave of the checks, especially the paper checks. And if you owe taxes, and again, they didn't have your bank information, you most likely will receive paper check, like myself. Now, as I mentioned before in the beginning, why you might not be getting your check at all. Now, the CARES Act is enabling individuals to receive their check, but is not preventing debt collectors from still taking the money for any outstanding judgments that you have against you. So if your bank account has been seized, frozen, and you have wages that have been maybe garnished from you, don't expect to see the $1,200. So because that can still come and take your money. So those can be for even small things like unpaid parking tickets, medical bills, some private debts that are still enable debt collectors to come after your money. Now, what can you do, you might ask yourself? If you are one of the few individuals who are fortunate to have not received the direct deposit and are ought to receive a paper check, you can still do something about it. So first thing what you can do is you can cash the check. Don't deposit the check if you're one of those individuals who are suffering from the burden of having your wages garnished, or if you have your bank accounts being frozen. Just make sure to cash the check so you can still take advantage of it. Second of all, maybe contact the IRS and update your information. So even if you have not received a direct deposit, and you should be receiving direct deposit because you might have received a refund last year, see if you can request the IRS to send you actually a paper check. This way, again, you can cash it and you can still take advantage. Lastly, I do want to bring to your attention the update that a lot of states have been working on making sure to take the stand and change this situation. So a lot of states are actually contacting the Federal Reserve in order to be able to prevent and do modification to the CARES Act to include the prevention from private debt collectors to be able to collect your debt. And in fact, a lot of states, like the state of New York, has prevented from debt collectors to collect any type of debt that is related to, let's say, outstanding judgments for the purposes of student loans. Other states like Michigan has prevented from collecting medical bills. So states are actually taking proactive measures in order to prevent the debt collectors to take your debt. So again, to recap quickly, if you have any outstanding judgments against you, if your bank account is frozen, try to see if you can get your get your stimulus check sent to you as a check and not direct deposit. Now, the other reason, going back to why you might have not received your stimulus check, also has to do to the fact that you might have not filed your 2019 taxes. Obviously, the government is encouraging individuals to file their 2019 checks, which is why most of the individuals who have received their checks are individuals who also filed for 2019 tax return. Now, don't worry about it. You still have until July, and if you still qualified and have filed for 2018 instead of 19, you probably will get your check. And right now there's also discussions about having the second wave of stimuli being offered by the government, but just know that you probably will receive your paper check. But make sure that you know the ways to protect your paper check in case that you do have some bills or some things that debt collectors who are trying to go after your money. All right, well, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully that was beneficial to you. Make sure to, of course, subscribe to the channel for more useful information. And of course, before I leave you, I've created a private Facebook group for individuals who want to better their finances, who want to have access to financial advisors like myself for free, and can ask different financial questions. So I will leave a link to the group below. Make sure that you join the group, and I'm looking forward to see you there. So as always, great to see you. Talk to you soon. Ciao.